Manipulation is one of the most dangerous forms of emotional and psychological abuse, and it often goes unnoticed until the damage is already done. Manipulative people are masters at controlling others without appearing to do so. They wear many masks, play many roles, and work in shadows, often presenting themselves as kind, helpful, even selfless individuals. But behind the smiles and fake concern lies a calculated mind, constantly scheming to gain the upper hand. To understand manipulation, we must first understand what it looks like when it's hidden. The truth is, manipulative people rarely come off as aggressive or obviously toxic. Their true power lies in subtlety. They will twist words, create guilt, play the victim, or distort reality, all to get what they want. It's not always about money or power. Sometimes, they want attention. Sometimes, it's validation. But most of the time, it's control. One of the most common behaviors of manipulative individuals is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where the manipulator tries to make the victim doubt their own memory, perception, or sanity. For example, you might remember clearly that someone insulted you in a conversation, but when you bring it up, the manipulative person denies it ever happened. They might say things like, "You're being too sensitive," or "That's not what I said," or even, "You're remembering it wrong." Over time, this erodes your confidence in your own reality, and that's exactly what the manipulator wants. Another hidden behavior is guilt tripping. Manipulators often use guilt as a weapon to get you to do what they want. They'll say things like, "After all I've done for you," or "I guess you just don't care about me," or "If you really loved me, you would." These statements are designed to make you feel responsible for their emotions. And once you start feeling guilty, you're easier to control. They also use flattery. But not the kind that makes you feel good. It's strategic. A manipulative person will compliment you excessively or praise you when it serves their interests. The moment you stop serving their agenda, the flattery stops. This creates a reward and punishment system, where your value is based on how useful you are to them. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for them. They create confusion, often intentionally. They might give you mixed signals, praise you one moment, then criticize you the next. They keep you off balance, so you never quite know where you stand. This instability makes you seek their approval constantly. And every time you do, they gain more control. They are often masters of playing the victim. Even when they are the ones causing harm, they'll twist the story to make themselves seem innocent or even oppressed. They'll say things like, "I'm just trying to help, but you keep pushing me away," or "No one understands how much I go through," even if they're the ones who started the conflict. By becoming the victim in every story, they deflect responsibility and redirect sympathy toward themselves. They isolate their targets. Slowly and subtly, they begin to pull you away from your support systems, friends, family, even coworkers. They may do this by sowing doubt. They'll say, "I don't think your friend really supports you," or "Your family never truly understood you, but I do." In time, you begin to rely on them as your primary or only emotional support. And that makes it easier for them to manipulate you. They use passive-aggressive behavior. They won't always confront you directly. Instead, they might make snide comments masked as jokes or withhold affection to punish you. They might show up late, accidentally forget important things, or pretend to misunderstand your requests. This behavior is designed to frustrate you and provoke a reaction, all while they maintain plausible deniability. They often use triangulation. This is when they bring a third person into a conflict, often to validate their point of view or to make you feel isolated. For instance, they might say, "Even Sarah agrees that you overreacted," or "Everyone thinks you're being unreasonable." The goal is to make you question your own judgment and feel outnumbered. They mirror your desires, interests, and values in the beginning to gain your trust. They present themselves as the perfect friend, partner, or colleague. They pretend to like what you like, believe what you believe, and support your goals. But this is a facade. Once they have your trust, the mask begins to slip. And by then, it's much harder to walk away. Manipulative people often blur boundaries. They'll test how far they can go, little by little. Maybe they borrow something without asking, or invade your privacy. When confronted, they'll act offended or play it off as a joke. But it's a test. If you let it slide, they'll go further next time. They are experts at justification. They always have a reason for their behavior. If they lie, it's because they didn't want to hurt you. If they cheat, it's because they felt neglected. They never take true accountability. Every harmful action is rationalized, excused, or blamed on someone else. They are emotionally inconsistent. Some days they'll be warm, loving, and attentive. Other days, cold, distant, or cruel. This inconsistency creates emotional dependency. You keep chasing the good version of them, hoping it will return. And they know this. They often project. If they are lying, they'll accuse you of lying. If they are manipulating, they'll accuse you of being manipulative. This is not only a way to deflect blame, but also to confuse and destabilize you. If you start defending yourself constantly, they win. You're no longer focusing on their actions. You're too busy proving your innocence. They exploit your weaknesses. If you confide in them, they will remember every detail, not to support you, but to use it later. Your fears, insecurities, past mistakes, these become ammunition. They might not use it right away, but when you challenge them or try to walk away, they'll bring it all up. Not to hurt you, but to control you. Manipulators thrive in secrecy. They don't want to be exposed. They often operate behind the scenes, pulling strings quietly. They may be charming and likable in public, but behind closed doors, they show a very different face. If you confront them, they will either deny everything, turn others against you, or claim that you're the one who's unstable. Recognizing manipulation is the first step to protecting yourself. The moment you start seeing the patterns, the illusion begins to break. You realize that their kindness wasn't kindness, it was control. Their concern wasn't care, it was strategy. And their love wasn't love, it was leverage. But escaping manipulation is not easy. It requires strength, boundaries, and most of all, clarity. You must relearn to trust your instincts, validate your emotions, and reclaim your reality. You don't owe anyone your peace, your energy, or your time, especially not someone who exploits your kindness for their gain. The most powerful tool you have is awareness. Once you see the game, you can stop playing it. You can step away, reclaim your voice, and begin the process of healing. Because you are not weak. You are not broken. You were manipulated by someone who used your goodness against you. Now it's time to take it back.